Okay, good evening, everybody. Shortly, Equipa Prof will be with us shortly. He will be with us shortly. Okay, if you are live, can you just use the comment section? If you have joined us live, use the comment section. Okay, okay, welcome, Equipa Prof. Um, we have the network link, so most of the students couldn't join using the link, but that have been fixed now. We'll just wait for about 2 minutes, then we'll comment your class. Hello, Mr. Prof. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. We had some glitch, so quickly, in 2 minutes, you'll be live. Your slide is already on, so you can just use the slide to navigate yourself and communicate with the students. Okay, while others join us, if you are with us, just write on the comment section, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. Write on the comment section, I'm with you, I'm with you. Before I have the floor, Just put on the comment section, I'm with you. Okay. So I can know who is with me and those who are here to join me. Uh, okay. Beulah, thank you. Faith, thank you for joining in. Okay, I can hear Faith say I'm with you. Okay. While the rest join us, I will because of our time, I would like Equipa Prof to quickly fire on while others will join us shortly. Yeah, sorry for the okay. Equipa Prof, you can go ahead, sir.
Okay, sir. Good evening to every student in the house. Good evening. I It's been exciting having me, and I really thank Mr. Elect for having me on today. I don't take the grace for granted. So I really want to commend everyone that you're on a great platform, and you should take everything that you are doing here very serious, because it's you are making the world a better place for a lot of people to what fulfill purpose, for a lot of people to discover purpose. And you must understand that purpose is one important factor in a man's life. A man without a purpose is a man that will never have direction. A man without a purpose is a man that will not understand the facts and the truths of life. Okay, today I was given the mandate to teach or to lecture us on obedience, submission, and honoring leadership. Obedience, submission, and honoring leadership. So let me start with this introduction. I would like to let you understand that the secret to excellence, success, achievement, and purpose fulfillment the whole whole is what virtue. The secret to everything you want to achieve, the secret to you discovering purpose, everything comes in virtue. If you are not humble to learn, you cannot be humble to be informed. You cannot be informed, and you cannot lead as well. Do you understand? If you are not humble enough to what to get informed, you cannot be humble enough to inform others. So you must understand that the secret to everything that you want to achieve is virtue. And you must also know this, that virtue is a good quality in a person that consistently moves them to do what is right, good, and honorable, even when it is difficult. Now, if you see a lot of people that are saying that, if you see a lot of people saying that, um, I did this because of this, putting blame on people, you will discover that what they are all saying is a lie, because everything you are, everything that can define you is anything, any mistake you do, you don't blame others, you blame yourself first. That's the what? That's one of the traits of a good leader. You what? You blame yourself first. So even if no one is there, no one is there, you are alone. You must learn to maintain virtue, because what people say about you matters as well. The way you see yourself also matter, and what people think about you matters so much. So you must be able to what put yourself in a good perspective in the face of others and when you are alone. So now understanding the meaning of virtue is the foundation of character building. Now, why is it the foundation of character building? You must understand that virtue in the Christendom is fixed as the fruit of the Spirit. We have joy, peace, kindness, patience, long suffering. These are the fruits of the Spirit. If you go into the business world, they will tell you that virtue is values. They will tell you virtue is what values. If you go into now to discover purpose as an equiper, you must understand that character building is very important and the foundation, because people will be in front of you, they will be ignorant. It takes patience for you to take them through to discover purpose. It takes patience for you to what, sit them down, put them through to discover purpose. When they see the kindness in you, they will respond to what, to your kind heart. When they see the kindness in you, they will respond to your kind heart. Now, why is virtue the foundation? You must understand that it determines not just reputation but reliability. Now, it makes you reliable. It is very important because it is does not just define your reputation. What people think about you as is not as important as who you are exactly. So you must be able to put in your personality and your character as one. Don't be this there and be another thing outside. Do you understand? Don't be this here and be that there. So now, reputation is what people think you are. Rather, character is what you are when situations test you. There will be challenges there for you. You will have different trials. So, what who you are must maintain. What you do when those challenges are around defines you solemnly. So therefore, you must understand that true success, therefore, is not measured by achievement, but by who one becomes while achieving. So wealth without virtue corrupts, power without virtue operates, oppresses, talent without virtue misleads. But when virtue governs the heart, every other ability becomes a blessing to both the individual and the society. And I must let you understand that virtue is also the foundation of a great leader. Understanding virtue is also what, the foundation of a great leader. You must also know this, that leadership and followership. Please go to the introduction. That's where I am. The introduction. You must also understand that leadership and followership are inseparable. Every leader first learned how to properly respond to authority. If you really want to know how to lead well, you must learn how to follow. A bad follower will always become a bad leader. A bad follower who cannot be corrected will always become an oppressive leader. A proud follower will always become a leader that cannot be corrected. So you must understand that followership is the first step to leadership. So before a person can manage influence, they must understand how to handle instruction, correction, and guidance. Many young people desire independence but misunderstand authority. Authority is not designated to suppress potential, it is designed to shape potential. So a person who cannot be led cannot be trusted to lead. You can see, this is where you need to understand that followership comes first before leadership. The reason you are being trained as a volunteer is because you want to learn how to follow. You want to be given instructions that will make you what? That will refine you. You must always understand this, that because you are the one sitting to receive lectures today does not mean that you are nothing or you don't know anything. You know few of these things, but you must understand one thing, that if gold needs to be refined, it must go through hot fire. If gold needs to be refined, it must go through a very hot and heated condition. So that condition is a test and a trial to see how much instruction that gold must obey, to see how much correction the goat must be able to take for the goat to lead. You can see. So because you are here does not mean you don't know anything, but it means that you are putting a strong foundation. You are preparing yourself to lead nations, nations to discover purpose, nations to fulfill purpose. Okay, let's go to the first slide, which is obedience. Obedience, the first slide, which is obedience. Now, what is obedience? Like I like I am known, I like to define the little things in order for me to what? In order for me to be able to what? To be able um to be able to ge- put us to a what? A good understanding so that we'll be in the same page. Now, what is obedience? Obedience is the willingness or is the willing alignment to your actions with a rightful authority or instruction. I say it again, obedience is the willing alignment of your actions with a rightful authority or instruction. Like it is not merely hearing instructions, but also accepting and acting towards them. That is what we mean. That's what we mean by what obedience. You must understand that obedience is you being willing to accept what is being said to you or what is being sent to you as an instruction. You being remember the word willing. Remember so much. The word is what? Being willing. If you are not willing, then your obedience is not complete. Even if you are taking the action grumbling, your obedience is not what complete until you are willing without grumbling, without murmuring. That is when your obedience is what complete. It says obedience is the willing and prompt compliance with a rightful instruction. Thus, you must understand that obedience involves listening, acting correctly, understanding, and acting on time. These four characteristics of an obedient act must involve first listening, having that patience to listen. And I can tell you that listening is not easy. I can tell you, being a communication analyst, that listening is not easy. At times, what you are listening to may not be what is in your heart. At times, your leader may be shouting at you, but being composed and listening to what he's saying, forgetting the way he said it, because in this generation we are always akin to how something is being said than what is said. Leave how something is being said alone and move into what is said. That is what is called willing obedience. That's what we call listening. You are getting the important things to you, not that look at how he spoke to me, look at how he addressed me. Does he know who I am? No, that's not it. So the first action to obedience is what? Listening. Then the second action to obedience is acting, understanding, sorry, understanding. When you listen, remember your listening is not complete until you've understood. So if you don't understand, you have the permission to ask questions. Even if the situation is not palatable to ask questions at that time, let it go for a while. Then you can come back after 15 or 10 minutes to say, I'm sorry, sir, I'm sorry, ma. You said this. I am not clear on that. Please, can you rephrase so that I can get to understand you more better? You can see that is what we call a willing act. The next thing is called acting correctly. So you've listened, you've understood. The next thing is to take the right action. Taking the right action and not just taking it, but taking it what? On time. Don't delay, because you must understand that being a volunteer, everything you do Life is at stake. You are a doctor in the making. You are prescribing what? Medicines for people's life to be well organized, for people's life to be well discovered, for people to discover themselves and know themselves on time. So anything, any task you are given that is delayed is as if you are delaying some people's destiny from starting, from operating. It's as if you are what? You are killing people. You are delaying people's time from what? From operating into their destinies. So you must understand that every tax delayed is you delaying a lot of people from what? From growing, from progressing. So obedience is not weakness, it is discipline in action. Let's go to the characteristics of obedience. Like I usually say, that obedience is done without constant supervision. So one of the characteristics of obedience is that when you can do something without people supervising you, it is not when your boss is around you want to do everything. That's hypocrisy. It's not when your boss is around, then you begin to ask questions. Hey, man, I've done this, I've done that. Sir, I've done this, I've done that. Am I, is there any other thing? While if they are not around, you can what? You can jeopardize with everything. No. What makes you who you are, like I said, what defines you is that when nobody is watching you, no camera is being placed to supervise you, you are doing the necessary commitment. You are doing the right thing. That when they bring the account of your actions out, you can what? You can tell, and you can speak anywhere that I have been committed, and people will not blink their eyes to your what? To what you said. Can you in any organization you are say I have been committed, and nobody will blink their eye to you? Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what we call obedience. The next thing, without taking much of your time, obedience is done without argumentative resistance. Now, at times, what you are asked to do may look weird. You can ask questions, but not to argue, to say, no, you are not doing this and I'm not doing it finally. No, no. Even if it looks a bit weird and you are not comfortable with it, is to look by wisdom, look at how you can ask questions to let your what? To let your supervisor see what you are seeing. And if it is not, if you have tried and it is not, he is not seeing it or she is not seeing it, then you can leave it at that. You can just continue. Do you understand? So, but make them see that, sir, if we do this, there will be an error here. That is not disloyalty. You are trying to, you are trying to what? Think even on the job, because you have the heart of the task inside your heart, because you the task is in your heart. So you are looking at it. So if you do it like this may have, so by wisdom you have to call his attention, but not to argue, not to say that what I'm seeing you must see it by force. No. The next thing, it is done completely, not partially. It is also done with the right attitude. And you must always remember, incomplete obedience is disobedience. The next thing, submission. Let's go to the next slide. Number two, submission. Remember, we're having a lecture on obedience, submission, and honoring leadership. Now, let's go to submission. Submission is the next thing. Now, please, the, please, if you're in charge of the slide, just move to submission. Now, what is submission? Submission is the posture of the act that accepts guidance, correction, and direction from legitimate authority. Submission is the posture of the heart that accepts guidance, correction, and direction from legitimate authority. Now, submission is an important part of humility. Submission is an important part of humility, but you must understand that it is more deeper than humility. That is why, for those who are Christians, the Bible says that submit unto one another. You can see, submit what unto one another. So you must, so in this place, you must know that your willingness to what? To accept correction, your willingness to accept guidance is what? Is your willingness to accept correction, to accept guidance, and to accept direction is what? Is submission. The posture of your heart. You must understand that in your mind, what is really going on when you are given an instruction to do. In your mind, what is really going on? In your mind, do you grumble? Ask yourself these questions. Do you grumble in your mind? In your mind, do you um do you look at it as, what is this that disturbing me? If I know, I won't even be here. No, 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 no. They don't even care about me. They don't even care about me. What's this? No, 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 no. You shouldn't think like that. You should know that at times you may be in a difficult situation, but it doesn't matter. There's no one that is not in a difficult situation. Even your leader given the task is also in a difficult situation. Your leader given the task is what? Is also in a difficult situation. So sometimes we may we may be given lectures to take, and because there's no, what's it called, there's no network inside, we will come outside, and if you look like we are talking to ourselves, we are only talking to our phones. People will be passing, at times we will take it in the streets, but but seeing that the task is given and it is completely done is that willingness to do it even when there is disgrace. That's that posture of the heart to what? To obey is what we call what? Submission. Not that in you are doing the task, but in the mind you are is another thing that is happening. No. So obedience is an action, while submission is an attitude. Remember, when elders sends when an elder sends a child a message, they look at they don't just look at the child going to the errand, they look at how the child responds to go to the errand. When they say, oh, Jide, for those that are Yoruba, Jide is a Yoruba name. For those that are Yorubas in the house, they will say, Jide, come and buy this biscuit. Look at it very well. Jide will come. Once he stamps his feet on the ground loudly, they will know that in Jide's mind, he does not want to go. You can see. But but if he comes joyfully, they know that yes, this is a submitted child. He is submitted. So now you can obey without submission, externally compliant, but internally resistant. But true submission always produces what? Obedience. Now, let's go to the next slide. Signs of submission. The sign of submission is a teachable spirit. Sometimes life will test you what you've known before. Life will want you to relearn. So, because because life wants you to relearn, you have to do some mere mistakes. You do those mistakes that you've not done before. Cheap mistakes that you'll be asking yourself, why did I even do this? This mistake is making me look childish. But remember, when you do some mistakes and those mistakes they are making you look childish, it's not that you are a child. It's not that it's relegating you as a child. It's not that those that are correcting you are embarrassing you. But life wants you to relearn that subject matter again. So your attitude towards learning is called what we compile and we say that you are teachable. That will make us understand if you have a teachable spirit. So ability to accept correction, respectful communication. Now when you talk with wisdom. Don't There's a difference between sir, can I go home? And sir, um I apologize for coming this early, but I really need to get home to do something. And it's very important, sir. Please, can you grant me this permission? You can see there are two different, these two statements are different. One can bring anger from the leader, while the other one can what? Can put the mind of the leader down that it's not that this person this person is not rude, but he wants to what? He wants to, you can see. So wisdom in communicating matters. Even if you are a pastor, wisdom in communicating to your members matter. Even if you are an imam, wisdom to communicate to your members matter. You don't just talk anyhow. You must honor people in your communication. Trust in leadership processes. Process. At times, you can be in a situation whereby your leader should take this action, but is not taking the right action in your own mind. Like I will tell you, if you are in a leadership position, as a follower, you will believe your leader is not up to the task. But if you are in a leadership position, you understand that sometimes the solution can be seen by the followers. But to the leader, if it takes that solution that the follower is seeing and it takes that action, it will incur another problem. So that's because you must understand that your leader is seeing you below while you are seeing your leader above. So it's easy to see the mistakes of your leader, but that does not guarantee that you should lose trust over the process of their leadership. Okay, during decisions, patience during decisions you don't fully understand. So any decision your leader is taking, you must, and you don't understand, be patient. Even if your leader cannot explain at that time, be what? Be patient. And remember that patience is also part of you trusting your leader. Sometimes, even at work, at times, I want or I see some faults and I wish my leader would just do this, and that. But what my leader is saying is different. At times, I will talk to him, sir, I want you to do this. Sir, if you do this, it will bring solution to this. He will tell me, yes, you are correct. But what about handling this issue? You you were not even seeing the issue. At that time, you will discover that that solution was not even the proper solution. It was just a solution for that time, but not the solution, not the complete solution. So you have to trust in your leadership. You have to trust that he takes the right decision. And as you trust him, communicate with him at every process. There's a fault there, there's a fault there. So what can we do? Remember, your leader is not wise when he stands alone. What do I mean by that? Your leader alone is not wise until you all join your hands together to what? To think together, to discuss together, to communicate, to see that the task or every fault is what is amended. The next one, which is honoring leadership. The next one, which is honoring leadership. Honoring leadership means recognizing value and treating authority with dignity. Recognizing value. Let me ask you this question. Do you recognize value in your leaders? You must be able to recognize value in your leaders. You must be able to recognize that your leader is patient, that your leader is passing through a lot as a leader, as you are passing through a lot as a follower. Yes, your leader is passing through a lot. Remember, any decision he takes will affect you either positive or negative. So you must be able to pray for him. You must be able to know that he's not just doing what he's doing on his own. There's a spirit inside of him that is propelling him to take the right action. So he needs your prayers, he needs your intercession, and he needs your support. So giving him support is you recognizing his values. Giving him support is you obeying his instructions. You are treating his authority with what? With dignity. So honor goes beyond greeting. It is expressed in behavior, speech, and loyalty. Greet. I have seen people who knows how to greet very well, but they are hypocritical. And I've seen people who knows how to greet very well, but they are who don't know how to greet, but they are good followers. But that does not mean that greeting is bad. You must know how to greet and be a good follower by what? In behavior, in speech, and loyalty. So ways to honor leadership. Number one, speaking respectfully. Number two, protecting reputation. You must understand that as a follower, whatever you do will tarnish your leader's image, will tarnish the image of of the organization. As you are being a volunteer, whatever you do, whatever you wear, your dress, your speech, your communication will speak a lot about equipping the students initiative, will speak a lot about equipping the students initiative. So you must be careful at what you do, be careful at how you talk, be careful at how you handle conflict, be careful so that people will not see the whole organization as fault just by your own mistake. Now, supporting decisions, we've said that asking questions respectfully, we said that following instructions carefully. We've also said that. Now, the principle of leadership, disrespectful followers become oppressive leaders. We've said that before. Disrespectful followers become trusted leaders. And your response to authority today is training for the authority you will become. There's a saying that says, what goes around comes around. I did not know if I said it well, but forgive me if I did not say it well. But I need to let you understand this, that whatever you do to your leaders will be done to you when you assume position as a leader. So, in heart, you must be very, very careful to what? To obey, to become submissive, and to honor leadership in order so that you'll be able to talk when you become leaders, because the more refined you are, the more excellent your leadership will be. Let me quickly say this. Even if you are in the hands of a bad leader, you are under a bad leader. Let me tell you the truth. Most excellent leaders are always coming from bad leaders or leaders that are with many faults, if you must know. and they decided never to be like their leaders. So they started looking at how to become more excellent. So most people as well that were under good leaders, they also strive to become more excellent than their leaders. And that is why you are under equipping the student initiative. Now let me quickly tell you this. Imagine the person who trained Mr. Elect. Imagine. Imagine the person who trained Mrs. Elect. You can see. That is why they could come up with this to train you so that you can come to a point whereby anywhere you are, you can pull people, teenagers to your side, young youths to your side, and begin to lecture them on how to discover purpose. Let's go to the next one. You must also know that learning to follow well now, so that learn to follow well now, so that when leadership comes, you will feel safe under your influence. And in conclusion, obedience trains discipline, submission shapes attitude, honor builds relationship. A leader will want to relate with a follower that honors him. A leader does not relate with a rude follower. Understand that? So together they form the foundation of what? Trustworthy leadership. Obedience, submission, honor. They form the foundation of a trustworthy leadership. Because you can submit well, because you can obey well, you make the leader good, you make the leader great, because everyone will must do whatever they can to make sure that the task is well done and completed with an excellent value. It's not just to complete a task, but to complete it with an what? Excellent value. Okay, the world is not lacking gifted leaders, though. Now the world is not lacking gifted people, but it is lacking dependable people. So what makes you dependable is that you are what? You are an excellent follower. If you master these three principles as a student, leadership will naturally look for you in the future. So reflect on these questions. How do you react when corrected? Do I obey when only when watched, or do I disobey when I am not watched? Do I speak about leaders differently in private? Do I speak about them negatively in private? Do I comment them in private and in public? Am I teachable or defensive? What kind of leader am I preparing to become? What kind of leader am I what preparing to become?